So Bitcoin is back to 109,000. We will even go higher, breaking new all-time highs, or we will see some kind of correction back down to the 19,000 level. Personally, I think it's totally possible we see like a movement to 116,000, but after that, we can definitely break the upsloping channel here, and revisit like lower levels to 19,000, 18,000, and even 60 or 70,000. But if that happens, I would definitely be buying the dips. And here's the reasoning, right? So right now, the Bitcoin market cap is at a 2.2 trillion level. If we went back to the 19,000 level, we will be at 1.8 trillion. If we go even lower, 18,000 corresponds to 1.6 trillion, and 17,000 and 60,000 corresponds to 1.4 and 1.2 trillion respect. And the reasoning is the following, right? So after the huge gold run we just had right now, like in the last month, you can see the gold price is at 4,200. At these levels, the gold market cap is at almost 30 trillion. We actually broke the 30 trillion the other day, but right now we just went back a little bit. So the reasoning is the following, right? The gold market cap is at 30 trillion. If you think that the Bitcoin market cap, like Bitcoin should be worth at least 1/10 of the gold market cap, that brings us to 3 trillions. Right now we are sitting at 2.2 trillion. So at these levels, you can actually say that Bitcoin is undervalued. So you can see like even big banks came with recently with price predictions. Like this one is from JP Morgan at 165,000, right? The basically they are just basing this on the gold market cap. You can see if you do the numbers, this was from the 2nd of October. If you bring like 1/10 of the gold market cap, 3 trillions, we are basically will be up like the 165 level, right? So if you think that we can go even lower than that, if you think that Bitcoin is not even worth like 1/10 of the what gold is worth right now, then you can argue that we can go even lower. And of course, like even if you think that's actually what Bitcoin is worth, we can also go even lower, right? Because of market sentiment, you know. It's not always corresponding to the actual value. So that's my reasoning, right? So if Bitcoin goes lower from here, at 19,000, I will be adding. 18,000, I will be adding, and especially here at 70 and 60, I will definitely be adding like my last positions. I really don't think that we can go lower than 1.2 trillion, because if you see the last run from like gold, um this last week from here to here, you can see the gold price went up 12%. 12% from a market cap of 30 trillion, that's like 3 trillion. So in a week, gold added 3 trillions to its market cap, and Bitcoin's market cap is 2.1 trillion. So make it make sense, like in 1 week we added like 1.5 times the Bitcoin market cap. I really don't think we can go even lower than 1.2. It just like doesn't make sense. For me personally, I think if we go lower, it's because big institutions are trying to panic the normies like us, and trying to get our positions out from us, trying to get as many as Bitcoins possible before they push the price higher. If we learn anything from the last month or so, is how vertical can the rally be for these assets which have limited supply, right? Like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. If they really want to push the price higher, the run will be like super vertical, right? Like people are talking about the Omega candle, and it's definitely possible in this kind of assets like Bitcoin, because simply you will just have a supply shock. Like it's basically what we have seen in the gold market, right? this run is just not normal. There has been some kind of supply shock or some kind of thing that have broken in the system. Otherwise, you cannot have like this vertical run without any kind of correction, like slightly, just like the biggest correction, like 2% or so. It's just crazy. And yes, like it's definitely possible because like the for Bitcoin have some kind of correction because the of course the stock market is in a really dangerous territory. You can see it kind of broke down the upsloping channel, and we are in this kind of long upsloping channel that have hit many times. It's really hard for the stock market to go higher. I don't really see much potential for the stock market. But if you assume here we are gonna fall here, I can see like a 20% down, right? More than that, it's kind of like hard to imagine in the current environment where the administration, the government is just printing so much money. Like we are almost hitting 38 trillion um in the US debt, right? So I feel like just have been running the debt number have been running so crazy lately, so fast that it's just I don't know. I don't even have words for that because this is just ruining the life for people who don't have assets, right? But even though like yeah, you can see it's not nowhere near the 2000.com bubble because of the printing, right? This is like the S&P 500 divided by the global money supply. And even if you assume the worst case scenario is basically the argument that we are in a 4-year cycle. I saw this post the other time the other day that basically you see the bull market is usually 3 years and you have a bear market of 1 year, 364 days, and basically we are just past the all-time high and we are just going to go through 1 year of basically 1 year of bear market until the all-time low, right, of this cycle. Even if you assume that, you can make it the argument that Bitcoin is still undervalued, and you just have to hold survive the 1 year, and you will see like incredible amount of gains. If you don't sell right during the bear market, you have to plan, so you don't need to sell any of the Bitcoin, and you don't have to panic. Personally, I think I would just, if the price goes down, I right now I'm like 60-70% of the total money I would like to invest in Bitcoin, and if it goes down I will add 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, or of like the money I have still have, right, like 30% of the I have like 60 to 70% of the position already like in Bitcoin, and I have like 30 to 40% of the money I would like in Bitcoin that is still sitting in cash that I will be adding here if the price goes down. If it doesn't, I have some position. I feel like this is the most important thing because it's kind of risk management. I see so many traders just sell all the position. It just makes no sense for me. Um, I would like to add more Bitcoin. Like if we go down, like this will be like a 40% drawdown from the all time, well, from the current levels. And if I add my position just like that, I will almost double my position in Bitcoin. Because like right now is 70%. I have 70% allocated on Bitcoin, right? But if the Bitcoin price falls for 40%, basically my cash position is more significant, right? I will be buying more Bitcoin with only the same cash. So yeah, that's my take. If you have a different take, just let me know in the comments. If you think that Bitcoin is not worth a tenth of the gold market, let me know why you think so. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and see you next video.